Hey friends, welcome to the Squeaky Wheel Farm. I'm Christine and today I'm going to be making some really easy grape jelly. Today we're going to be using just Concord grapes, sugar, and Sure-Jell, and it should be a super easy process. So come along with me and let me show you how I get that done. Now if you've never made jelly before, there's several ways to make it, but first of all you're going to need a whole bunch of sugar. I have got a lot of grapes, so I bought a lot of sugar. Normally I would try to cut back on the sugar, but the recipe and a lot of websites have warned not to do that. So follow the recipe according to the way it's been tried and tested and cut back on sugar other ways, but this is not one of those times where you can do that. Okay, I've got roughly 10 3/4 pounds, I think. Fresh picked grapes. They've been washed, they've been stemmed. What I'm doing is I'm actually doing a triple batch. I'll post the actual recipe in the comments below. And basically I've got to mash up all of these grapes. So the green that you're seeing in here, that's not green grapes. The inside of the grapes are green. And when you smash them, the green comes out. Okay, looks like most of these are smashed. The recipe calls for 3 cups of water since these are fresh grapes. And we're going to simmer these on the stove for about 10 minutes. Now, one of the tips that I've gotten in the past from somebody, and I don't remember who gave it to me, but they suggested whenever you're using Sure-Jell to mix it, pre-mix it with some of the sugar so that when you add it to your hot mixture that it doesn't gel up and give you little globules right away. The sugar helps to dissipate it a little bit. If it gets all gummy, it's kind of going to leave little clumps in your jelly and you want it to be smooth. So it's a good idea to mix your packages of Sure-Jell with some of your sugar. And that's going to be the initial sugar that you're going to put into your mixture. Okay, it's been simmering for about 10 minutes. And man, does it smell good. It's released all that grape stuff. All I've got is a lot of skins and there's seeds there, but normally you would run this through a food mill or put it in some cheesecloth and let it drain overnight. I'm trying to hurry this up and do it a super easy way. So I don't know if I mentioned, but I made grape juice the other day with some other grapes that we had in our garden. They weren't the Concord grapes, they were like a pinkish champagne grape. Made fantastic juice. But I used my juicer and it went so fast. It did a really nice job of separating the juice from the pulp and the seeds. So that's what I'm going to do now. And just avoid all that cheesecloth, avoid all of the food mill stuff because, to be honest, it's just a mess when I do that. Now you're probably going to be asking, well, why did I even bother cooking it if I could have run it through there? Because there's a lot of nutrients that are in the skins and I wanted that to be in this grape juice. And I just feel like when I run it through the juicer, the juice goes on one side and the skins and the pulp and everything else, the seeds go on the other side and it's just discarded. And I just wanted to make sure that I had the nutrients boiled into the juice. So that's why we're doing this. I'm going to remove this from the heat and I am going to strain some of it. All right, so since this is still somewhat hot, I don't need to run everything through the food mill. I'm going to take off as much of the juice as I can just by putting it through a colander. Again, you don't have to do it this way. I'm just really trying to cut down on the process. For me, it's all about speed and efficiency because I have so much to do. this is what I've gotten out of my juicer, and it's almost, well, it's a little thinner than ketchup consistency, but it's pretty clean. There's no seeds. It's done a really nice job. So I'm going to add this back to the juice. So this is basically the third squeezings from the grape peels and the seeds and everything, all that pulp that I put back through my juicer. I actually did it 3 times. I think I got everything out now. This is the 1.5 cups of sugar and the 3 packages of Sure-Jell. And I'm going to slowly add this to that pot. I want to make sure that there aren't any clumps, that everything's mixed well. And I'm going to see if I can get some help while I'm doing this, because I want it to be stirred continuously while I'm adding it to the hot stuff. He's going to continue to stir that until all of it's incorporated and it's not gritty anymore. So now that we've got the sugar and the Sure-Jell mixture all incorporated into this juice, I put it back onto the burner and we're going to bring it back to a boil. And it has to be a rolling boil. This is what you want with a rolling boil. When you're stirring it and it's boiling, and even though you're stirring it, you can't stop it from boiling. He's continuing to stir, scraping all the sides and the bottom. And there's our timer. So what I've done is I put just a teaspoon on a cold plate, and it's already starting to gel up. I just put it in the freezer for a little bit, but basically you're looking for a trace. If you can run your finger through there and it doesn't move to where it's going back in, it is thickening up. So I'm confident that we're going to have good jelly. And today I'm using my Presto digital pressure canner. This water baths and it does the pressure canning, and the reason I'm using it today is it's warming up my jars. Jars are filled, jars are in the canner, 10 minutes, and we should be done with that batch. Okay, you just missed it, but I had the hired help do a taste test against store-bought jelly and homemade, and he could definitely tell the difference. Ours has a lot more grape flavor, a little bit of tartness, but more grape, a lot more grape, and very, very good flavor.
Very, yeah.
Very good.
I would, if I was to pick one, it would be definitely ours. And that's not being biased because of all the work we did.
Right. Well, good, because
that's what we're having.
so even though we've used all our own grapes, and I had to use 3 packages of Sure-Jell, and that's not exactly cheap. I think it was $3.80 or something like that a package. And what else did I have to, oh, and the sugar. The sugar was 14 cups, so that's probably a couple dollars there. So probably $14, $15 is what I've spent, and I had the grapes already. So this is not really what I would consider a money-saving thing. When I learned how to do it with apple juice or apples, because apples do have a lot of pectin in it, that might be a way to go to save some money if I was trying to be really frugal. But what I really wanted to do was I wanted to make sure that this set up well, and that's why I wanted to use a well-known brand, so that, not that I can fool my grandkids with it. I think I'm going to tell them that this is homemade stuff, but I want it to be as close to what they're used to as possible, because they're kind of finicky. Until I get them switched over onto homemade stuff, first couple of times is really difficult. But pardon me?
Like the syrup.
Yeah. When we made maple syrup the first year, they didn't like it at all. And then the second year was, we mixed it half and half. The third year, that's all they want, is they want the homemade stuff. So they're becoming syrup connoisseurs and wanting to use the good stuff instead of the cheap stuff from the store. But that's okay, because we like our sugar that's either from the trees or from the bees. Well, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching. Oh, and one more thing. I hope to see you again soon.